Opening square bracket. Somewhere in space. Opening sequence begins with Dear Mr. Fantasy playing. Only the heroes who survived the snap are shown. Scene switches to Nebula and Tony on the ship playing paper football. Nebula, WRRA. Nebula, frustrated, puts her hands in a fighting stance while looking at Tony. Tony Stark, you don't need to do that. Because, you're just holding position. Nebula flicks a paper football towards Tony. Oh yeah, that was close. Nebula once again flicks a paper football towards Tony. That's a goal. We're now one apiece. Nebula, I would like to try again. Nebula flicks a paper football towards Tony. Tony Stark, we're tied up. Feel the tension. It's fun. Tony poorly flicks a paper football towards Nebula. Tony Stark, that was terrible. Now you have a chance to win. Nebula flicks the paper football towards Tony. Tony Stark, and you've won. Congratulations. Tony reaches his hand out to shake Nebula's hand. Tony Stark, fair game. Good sport. Nebula shakes Tony's hand. Have fun. Nebula, it was fun. Camera switches to see Iron Man's busted helmet. Tony Stark's hand reaches forward to turn on the helmet. We pan out to see that he's sitting on the floor of a gloomy Benatar. The weight of the recent events of Infinity War evident in Tony's posture. He taps the helmet with a sigh. Tony Stark, this thing on. The helmet scans Tony. Tony leans against the wall while taking deep breaths. He looks skinnier and weak with malnutrition. Hey, Miss Potts. Pep. If you find this recording, don't post it on social media. It's gonna be a real tear-jerker. I don't know if you're ever going to see these. I don't even know if you're still. Oh God, I hope so. Today is day 21, 22. Cut to Tony standing at a window to stare out in space, waiting for his impending doom to arrive. You know, if it wasn't for the existential terror of staring into a void of space, I'd say I'm feeling better today. The infection's run its course, thanks to the blue meanie back there. Cut to a shot of Nebula sitting in the back of the Benatar. You'd love her. Very practical. Only a tiny bit sadistic. Some fuel cells were cracked during battle, but we figured out a way to reverse the ion charge to buy ourselves about 48 hours of time. A shot of Tony and Nebula working on the fuel cells of the Benatar. But it's now dead in the water. We're 1,000 light-years from the nearest 7-Eleven. Oxygen will run out tomorrow. And that'll be it. And Pep, I know I said no more surprises, but I was really hoping to pull off one last one. But it looks like, well, you know what it looks like. Don't feel bad about this. I mean, if you grovel for a couple of weeks, and then move on with enormous guilt. I should probably lie down. Please know that, when I drift off, I will think about you. Because it's always you. With that, Tony turns the helmet off. He rubs his thumb over the left eye, and then leans down, to what would be his last sleep. Nebula walks over to him, and carries him to Drax's seat, and lies him there. She walks away dejected. A vast bluish nebula illuminates the space surrounding them. Cut to a shot of Tony's face, which for the first time shows age and weakness. There is a light on his face, which grows brighter and brighter until he's forced to open his eyes. The camera pans around to the light source, which is slowly revealed to be Carol Danvers.